Hi guys, it's me. I'm back with another video. Finally, yes, I'm finally back, and this is going to be another Get Ready With Me, because Get Ready With Me is inspire me. Well, they make me get ready for my day, basically, or just do my makeup. And I'm also wearing a dress, and it's just like, it's a lot. Um, so It's Pride Month, that's why I'm wearing this, so happy Pride Month. And also I don't even know what my hair is right now, and I know the camera needs to be angled higher, it always needs to be higher, but it's not this time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started, and also just talk to you guys. I don't know what to talk about, really. Not much has really been happening. My life isn't that interesting, but Jillian, are you in a relationship? No, I'm not. I'm still on the single train, yet to get off of it. But you know, it's not really that complicated. I don't know. I'm not really. It's not that I don't want to date. It's that I just like. I don't know. I'm just like single, and I'm not unhappy about being single. I mean, it gets lonely sometimes, but I'm not like too upset about being single. It's whatever. I've been in and out of relationships for like ever, so it's not. I just kind of need a break from it and like a breather, because I feel like. But I've only ever been in like 2 real relationships, like in my life. 2. And they both were complicated and unhealthy, kinda, in a way. It was just a lot. And also, yeah, I went to Florida, like you guys know, I keep saying it. So I just use this like BB cream stuff, and which is too tan for me, even though I have tan lines hello. Because this has SPF 30 in it, and just like before I went on my trip, I was just like, okay, I'll just get this and whatever, because I'm not finna get sunburn in my face all the time while I'm in Florida. And I did get like sunburned like on my arms and shoulders pretty bad, but it wasn't like so severe to the point where I had to like stay out of the sun. I have very sensitive skin, and my skin does not uh do well when it's like out in the sun. But I had a lot of fun. My brother and I, like, when we were like down there, we got like boogie boards and stuff, and we like were like riding the waves, and it was really fun. And we saw sea turtles, and we saw stingrays and dolphins while we were there, and it was really cool and really fun. We were in Panama City, so I couldn't like. I wanted to go to Orlando and also like go to Disneyland, Disney World, Disneyland. I don't know. It like, but yeah, I wanted to go, like, but I couldn't. And my dad was like, "Yeah, we would have taken you if your mom didn't want to be by the ocean, but my mom wanted to be by the ocean." But the thing is, I love roller coasters, and nobody else in my family does, so it's just like, I'm kind of alone in that, like, riding roller coasters by myself. It's like, okay, I love roller coasters, but I'm also terrified of them because, like, I don't want to die. No, I'm kidding. I think it's like a rare occurrence for people to die on roller coasters, which is, wow, that's a heavy subject, though. And, but, yeah, I went to Kings Island in the 6th grade, so I was like 13 when I went, and it was really fun. I rode the Diamondback, which is like this massive roller coaster that's like really high, and I also went to Kentucky Kingdom, which is here in my state, and that was really fun too. And I remember when I was little, I was about 4, I think, and I think I only remember this because it was traumatizing. Um, I was on a roller coaster in a mall, and it was just like a small roller coaster, and I remember freaking the F out and wanting, really, just like wanting to get off that roller coaster. And my sister's best friend at the time was riding it with me. Um, but yeah, that was pretty terrifying. Like, well, as a child, I mean, I'm not scared of that stuff now, except, okay, I'm not super scared of it, is what I'm like trying to say. But, you know, it's really interesting how when you just like grow up, you change your view on things, or just like things a lot. I mean, you learn things over time, is what I'm trying to say. You just learn things over time and become a wiser person. And you grow. And now I feel old because I'm 19. And I was 4 when that happened. I was 4 when I rode my first roller coaster. 3 or 4, yeah. We used to live in this house in Ohio? Or here, or Michigan, I'm not really sure. I've lived in all 3 states. I've lived in Michigan, Ohio, and Kentucky. Um, um, but I remember we used to like always hang out with these kids named Seth and Chloe, and I remember just really wanting to be Chloe's friend, and I don't really remember hanging out with her that much. She's older than me, so. And I remember, I think I was about 11 when we were gonna do something for Halloween. We were doing something for Halloween, and I see like Chloe's mom and whatever, because we were supposed to see them, Seth and Chloe's mom, and I was like, "Oh, where's Chloe?" And she was like, "Yeah, well, she's trick or treating with her friends." And then I literally like said hi to Chloe, and then she just like went and hung out with her other friends. Um, Speaking of like friends and ex-friends, my family and I would always go to church. I grew up going to church. Um, and I had this friend. We're just gonna call her Vicky for the sake of this story, because I know her real name, and I don't want to like expose her. I know her first and last name, so I'm not finna expose a bish. She's probably not now. She's probably changed a lot, but yeah, when we lived in Ohio, we only lived in Ohio for like 2 years, and then we moved here. Um, she and I used to hang out all the time. We used to go over to each other's houses, and we would like play Barbies and stuff, like any typical girl would do at the age of like 11 and 12. So, and I used to have this camera in my room, and I would record videos all the time, just like talking to the camera and stuff, or playing Barbies on camera, or something like that. And I remember but yeah, we used to hang out all the time. We were like besties, basically. And, one time, around Christmas time, I was going like back into like the children's church thing. And, I remember I was like trying to talk to her, right? Because I hadn't spoken to her in like a couple of weeks. Or like she just like avoided me or something. Also, there's a centipede on my ceiling, so that's a thing. Um, But when I tried to like approach her and talk to her, she was like, get away from me. And me being this sense, I was probably 9 actually. I was 9 and she was 11 or 12 or something like that. Yeah, but I was really young, and she's like, just get away from me. And me being the sensitive person that I still am, I cried. That like crushed me. That crushed my spirit. Like, I completely forgot about that story until right now. I completely forgot about that. Until like right now. And I don't feel envious towards her. I mean, she was a kid, I was a kid. It's just like things happen in life. Some people are just mean. I didn't understand what her problem was with me. I don't know. My mom was also like, yeah, she's kind of a weird kid, Jillian. And yeah, it's just one of those things where I feel like we especially still deal with, like, even as we get older, like, you never know who's your real friend and who's not. You never know who's just, like, gonna turn your back on you and just, like, walk away like she did, basically. What am I doing now? I think I'm gonna do blush now. It's just, like, really sad when you lose friends. Growing up, I never really had a best friend to, like, hang out with, like a lot of people do. I never really had that. I never got to share that bond with someone, as a child. So growing up and getting into my teenage years, this girl, we are gonna call her Caitlin, because I still talk to her sometimes. I met her at church when I was about 14, 13, 14, something like that. And overall, I thought she was just, like, a cool person. I thought that she was, like, legit, like, a really cool person to just, like, hang out with and stuff. And she was for a while. And then, yeah. Where am I going with this? But yeah, it's the same thing. Like, me and her would, like, hang out all the time. Yeah, I lived here, by the way. I lived here in Kentucky. Not in this house, but, getting into my teenage years, just, like, approaching them and stuff, it's like, you know, teenage years aren't very easy. They really aren't, and, but yeah, so we hung out all the time and talked, like, all the time, and I was like, okay, this person is, like, my best friend. Like, we're gonna be best friends forever, right? But no, that, didn't happen. Okay, so this is where things kind of get, like, a little bit complicated. Basically, my friend Jessica, she kept talking about this girl, and we're gonna call her Sadie. Let's just call her Sadie. I'm not giving out real people's, like, real names. So Sadie was, you know, Jessica kept talking about Sadie, and she was like, Jillian, you have to meet her. You have to meet her. Like, she's awesome. And, I was just like, okay, well, because I was homeschooled, at the time that Jessica was talking about her, Jessica was going into the 8th grade, and I was going into my freshman year of high school, when I, like, found out about this girl. And so I texted her. I got her Kik. I used to use Kik all the time, like, when I was, like, 15 and 16. I don't use it that much anymore, but What brush do I want to use? But anyway, I don't even know what I'm going to do for this look. I don't even know what I'm doing, honestly, but oh well. I'm just going to go with it. Where was I? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so basically, I meet her, right? Like, I was spending the night at Jessica's house the night before her birthday party, and then the next day we went to pick up Sadie. And Jessica was in the back seat. I was also in the back seat. She was in the middle. I was on the far other side, and then Sadie got in on the other side. So Jessica was like in the middle. No, I think I was in the middle because I think I remember Sadie sitting next to me. I don't know though. It was just something like that. One of us was in the middle. I just know that. So yeah, we picked up Sadie, and I remember I was just like so happy to like meet her, but she like dealt with like severe like mental illness, and she was dealing with like severe mental stuff at the time, and I think to this day she still is. I don't talk to her that much anymore. But immediately, like right away, like we just clicked just like that, and then I basically just like was like, okay, this girl is like awesome, okay, like I love her already, and I always like when we were messaging each other, I was like, I genuinely care about this person, and I was 15 at the time and dealing with my own depression and stuff, which I'm gonna get into that in another video and do a story time on that eventually for future reference, by the way. But I was like, this girl seems really awesome and really sweet, and I wish that she wasn't like so depressed. I was depressed too, but so blah blah blah, we met and stuff and had a lot of fun and whatever, but then one night like she came over to my house and we just like got to talking about depression and stuff, and we both ended up crying a lot, and it was just a lot. Anyway, this is like a part of my past that I don't really like to talk about, but I'm talking about it anyway because I have plenty of stories that I would like to share with you guys at some point. I don't know what base color I want to use for my eyes. But anyway, yeah, so one day, I think Sadie was staying over at my house again, because it was summer, so nobody had any school. So she stayed over a lot when we were friends. And, we went to church again, and Caitlin, I don't know what fake name I gave her, but, she was there, and I was like also texting her and being like, you have to meet Sadie. She's awesome. You'll love her. And at first, Sadie didn't really like Caitlin, but they also eventually clicked, like, just like that. And, I can't snap very loud. I don't know why. But they clicked very, very quickly. They became friends almost instantly, just like me and Sadie did. So that was pretty legit. I was like, okay, good, we can all like be friends now and stuff. And you know, I was like going through a hard time. Like at the time, I was like, I like need friends right now. I need people around me that care about me and all this. And this was before I met my best friend Erin. I met my best friend Erin when I was 16, but we'll get into that in a second. But basically, Caitlin and we started fighting over Sadie, and Caitlin, Katie, I don't know what fake name I gave her, but it was one of those, okay? Don't quote me on that, whatever. But yeah, we, all did click for a while, but then Sadie started hanging out with, Caitlin a lot more, and, it made me feel excluded, and, it made me feel like, oh, they don't really like me, they're just, like, pretending to be my friend, they just want to, like, hang out with each other, and don't want anything to do with me, which wasn't true. I just didn't know, like, I used to think that, like, Sadie got between me and Caitlin, but I don't think that was really the case. I don't know. I don't know what was going on. At the time, I really thought that Sadie was, like, really manipulating us and stuff, and she, like, broke my heart, basically. We got into, like, this massive fight, and me and Sadie did. We got into this massive fight, and it resulted in my parents almost filing a lawsuit on her, and that didn't happen, but that's how bad it was, because she sent me, like, a bunch of, like, threatening messages, and I didn't have any proof that she did, otherwise they would have filed, like, a lawsuit and stuff. And then she moved away, and then, we went over to Caitlin's house. My parents discussed stuff with her parents and all this other jazz, and it was just messy. Things got really messy really fast. This all happened within 3 months. Maybe not even. Maybe like 2. That's how it was a lot. But yeah, she moved. So that was a lot. And the story between me and Sadie is okay. I was dating this guy. I was 17. I was dating this guy. He was my first love, and I shared that in a video, but that video is private now because I don't really want anyone to see it right now. But I thought that she was, like, jealous of my boyfriend because I wanted to hang out with him instead of her. Like, that's what it, like, was turning into. I just wanted to hang out with him a lot more, you know, first, like, real boyfriend and stuff. Who eventually turned into my first love, which, yeah, not really something I want to talk about. But I don't even know what I'm doing for my eyes right now. I was like, okay, you know, I'm not gonna choose between you and my boyfriend, blah blah blah, all that other shiz. First of all, it's really dumb for friends to fight over boys. It's really, like, it's so dumb. It's just like, why can't, okay, anyway. Half of the things I am saying probably don't even make any sense because I'm not even forming any sentences. I'm just, like, sighing and being like, okay, but anyway. So I was just, like, I fought with her over it. I was like, if you don't like him, you can tell me. If you don't like me hanging out with him, you can tell me, and all this other shiz. And he was like, I told him about it, and he was like, yeah, I don't really like Sadie, or I don't really like Caitlin that much. I don't think you should be friends with her anymore. And I basically broke up with her, like, as a best friend. I basically broke up with my best friend. And I found out later that she was talking about me behind my back and stuff, and doing all this other shiz, like, to backstab me. And plenty of people have stabbed me in the back. It's not, like, a first time thing that someone has done that. Which obviously, like, that sucks a lot, but he ended up crying over it too. I cried over Sadie for months after she left. Cried over Caitlin too. It just happens. But then I ended up talking about her I ended up talking about her like on Snapchat like really bad and giving her like her real name and stuff. And I was my best friend Erin, she was like, Jillian, this is wrong. I love you, but this is wrong. You need to stop this. And Erin was just like, she's a very blunt person, and which is honestly one of the things that I love about her, because if she wasn't blunt, I would still be a naive little biatch, basically. But I don't know. I'm just like really glad that she's like tough with me, because a lot of people aren't that way with me, except for my sister. Well, I mean, Erin is my sister, but you get it. But anyway, so long story short, I ended up like stop being friends with her and being a total female dog, and doing things that I'm just like not proud of, and I apologized to her after that, after like talking about her like that. It wasn't right, and it was probably one of the biggest mistakes of my life that I've ever made, and that means Caitlin, we still talk sometimes. We're on good terms now. Like, all is forgiven. It took me forever to trust her again. I don't even, to this day, I don't fully trust her still, because of what she did, but all is forgiven. So yeah, friendships, relationships in general, whether you're with somebody, whether it's your sister or your best friend, or your best friend that you think is your best friend, like, things can be really complicated, and, you know, I've never, honestly, sometimes, well, actually, Erin is the first person I've ever considered to be my best friend, ever, in my entire life. And, I mean, it kind of sucked not having a best friend growing up, but you know what, I'm incredibly grateful for Erin, and I can honestly say that she makes my life better, and she makes me a better person, and she's one of the best things that's ever happened to me, so I'm very blessed to have her. Even though we haven't officially met, it doesn't matter. Like, it just doesn't. Anyway, I'm gonna finish up my makeup, because this video is already 28 minutes long, and this video took a turn I was not expecting. But anyway, I'm gonna finish up my makeup off camera. I know, because I feel like I'm like boring you guys now. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm done with my makeup, and this is the final look. Anyway, I'm just gonna move those. Okay, well, stay strong, stay positive, stay beautiful, and love yourself. Happy Pride Month, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!